Chapter 1 Down the Rabbit Hole. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank and of having nothing to do.
What is the use of a book without pictures or conversations? It's much too hot for thinking.
Suddenly, a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close by her.
Oh dear, I shall be too late.
The rabbit took a watch out of its waistcoat pocket, looked at it, and then hurried on.
A rabbit with a waistcoat and a watch. I must see where he's going.
Alice started to her feet and ran across the field after it, watching it pop down a large rabbit hole.
Wait for me. Oh, it's quite dark in here.
In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
Either the well is very deep or I am falling very slowly. I wonder what latitude I've reached. I wonder if I shall fall right through the earth. How funny it'll seem to come out among the people that walk with their heads downward.
Down, down, down. There was nothing else to do, so Alice soon began talking again.
Dinah'll miss me very much tonight, I should think. I hope they'll remember her saucer of milk.
Suddenly, thump, thump! Down she came upon a heap of sticks and dry leaves, and the fall was over.
Oh, my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting!
The rabbit whipped around a corner and vanished.
He's gone. And I'm in this long, low hall with doors all around me. Locked, locked, locked. They're all locked. How am I ever to get out again?
Alice found herself in a long, low hall lined with locked doors. Upon a solid glass table lay a tiny golden key.
A tiny golden key? It doesn't fit any of the big doors.
Alice found a low curtain she had not noticed before, and behind it was a little door about 15 inches high.
It fits, but I can't even get my head through the doorway. If only I could fold up like a telescope.
She went back to the table and found a little bottle with the words, "Drink me," beautifully printed on it in large letters.
I'll check if it's marked poison first. No? Then I shall taste it.
Alice drank the contents. It had a mixed flavor of cherry tart, custard, pineapple, and roast turkey.
What a curious feeling. I'm shutting up like a telescope.
She was now only 10 inches high, but when she reached the door, she realized she'd forgotten the key on the table.
Oh, Alice, now I can't reach it. I'm too small.
Soon her eye fell on a little glass box lying under the table. She opened it and found in it a very small cake on which the words "Eat me" were beautifully marked in currants.
Well, I'll eat it. If it makes me larger, I can reach the key, and if it makes me smaller, I can creep under the door.
She ate a bit and waited anxiously.
Curiouser and curiouser. Now I'm opening out like the largest telescope there ever was. Goodbye, feet. I'm 9 feet tall. Now I can get the key, but I'm far too big for the door. Now I'm crying. I'm drowning the room in tears.
The white rabbit returned, splendidly dressed, with a pair of white kid gloves in one hand and a large fan in the other.
The Duchess! The Duchess! Oh, won't she be savage if I've kept her waiting?
If you please, sir.
Eek, a giantess!
The rabbit dropped the gloves and fan and scurried away into the darkness. Chapter 2 The Pool of Tears. Having shrunk back down, Alice plummeted into a vast pool of salt water that she had wept when she was 9 feet high.
I wish I hadn't cried so much. I shall be punished for it now, I suppose, by being drowned in my own tears.
Just then she heard something splashing about in the pool a little way off.
Is that a hippopotamus? No, it's just a mouse, but it's a very large mouse for a mouse. Oh, mouse, do you know the way out of this pool? I am very tired of swimming about here, oh, mouse.
The mouse looked at her rather inquisitively, but it said nothing.
Perhaps it doesn't understand English. I dare say it's a French mouse, come over with William the Conqueror. Où est ma chatte?
The mouse gave a sudden leap out of the water and seemed to quiver all over with fright.
Not cats! I detest cats! Would you like cats if you were me?
Well, perhaps not. But Dinah is such a nice cat. She's so good at catching mice. Oh, I beg your pardon.
We won't talk about her anymore. My family has always hated cats. Nasty, low, vulgar things.
Are you fond of dogs?
Is this a joke? First cats, then dogs? You are a very insensitive girl.
Please don't swim away. I'm sorry. Let us get to the shore and you can tell me your history.
It was high time to go, for the pool was getting quite crowded with the birds and animals that had fallen into it.
There's a duck and a dodo, a lorry and an eaglet. And look, is that Bill the lizard?
Follow me. We must get dry at once.
Alice wandered into the woods until she reached a neat little house with W. Rabbit engraved on a brass plate.
Mary-Ann! Mary-Ann! Go home this moment and fetch me a pair of gloves and a fan. Quick now!
He takes me for his housemaid. But I'd better help him or he'll be in a terrible state.
Alice entered the house and found another bottle. She drank it and grew so large she was forced to put one arm out of the window and one foot up the chimney.
What is that in my window? An arm? A monster! Pat! Pat! Where are you?
A voice came from the garden.
Sure then I'm here, digging for apples, Your Honour. Apples indeed! Come and help me get this thing out of my window! I don't like the look of it, I don't. It's got fingers. Bill! Go down the chimney and fetch it out!
Oh, so Bill is the lizard. Here he comes down the chimney.
Alice gave a sharp kick.
Yeah! There goes Bill. Catch him, you by the hedge.
If you don't stop throwing stones at me, I'll set Dinah on you.
The stones turned into little cakes. Alice ate one, shrank down, and ran out of the house into the woods. Chapter 3. Advice from a Caterpillar. Alice came upon a large mushroom, and sitting on the top was a large blue caterpillar quietly smoking a long hookah.
Who are you?
I hardly know, sir, just at present. At least I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have been changed several times since then.
What do you mean by that? Explain yourself.
I can't explain myself, I'm afraid, sir, because I'm not myself, you see.
I don't see.
Being so many different sizes in a day is very confusing.
It isn't.
Well, perhaps your feelings may be different. When you turn into a chrysalis and then into a butterfly, you'll feel it a little queer, won't you?
Not a bit.
Well, perhaps your feelings are different. All I know is, it would feel very queer to me.
You! Who are you?
I think you ought to tell me who you are first.
Keep your temper.
Is that all?
No, recite, you are old Father William.
Alice recited, but the words came out all wrong.
That is not said right, not from the beginning to the end.
It's the wrong words, isn't it? I wish I could stay one size for a while.
One side will make you grow taller and the other side will make you grow shorter.
One side of what?
Of the mushroom.
The caterpillar got down off the mushroom and crawled away into the grass. Alice stepped into a smoky kitchen where a duchess sat nursing a baby, while the cook stirred a large cauldron of soup.
There's certainly too much pepper in that soup.
Pig, don't grunt. It's not at all a proper way of expressing yourself.
The cook was throwing everything within reach at the duchess and the baby, the fire irons, saucepans, and plates.
Oh, please mind what you're doing.
If everybody minded their own business, the world would go round a deal faster than it does.
Which would not be an advantage. Just think what it would do to the day and night. You see, the Earth takes 24 hours to turn round on its axis.
Talking of axes, chop off her head.
Heh! Not today, Duchess. I'm busy with the pepper.
Why does your cat grin like that?
It's a Cheshire cat, and that's why. Ping!
The Duchess began nursing the baby, singing a sort of lullaby and giving it a violent shake at the end of every line.
Speak roughly to your little boy and beat him when he sneezes. He only does it to annoy because he knows it teases.
I'd better leave. This house is quite mad.
Alice walked outside and saw the Cheshire Cat sitting on a bough of a tree.
Mew, are you going to the tea party?
What sort of people live about here?
In that direction lives a hatter, and in that direction lives a March hare. Visit either you like. They're both mad.
But I don't want to go among mad people.
Oh, you can't help that. We're all mad here. I'm mad you're mad.
How do you know I'm mad?
You must be, or you wouldn't have come here. See you at the Queen's croquet game.
Chapter 4. A Mad Tea Party. There was a table set out under a tree where the March Hare, the Hatter, and a sleeping dormouse were having tea.
No room, no room.
No room, move on!
There's plenty of room.
Alice sat down in a large armchair at one end of the table.
Have some wine.
I don't see any wine.
There isn't any.
Then it wasn't very civil of you to offer it.
It wasn't very civil of you to sit down without being invited.
Your hair wants cutting.
You should learn not to make personal remarks. It's very rude.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
I believe I can guess that.
Do you mean that you think you can find out the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. At least I mean what I say. That's the same thing, you know.
Not the same thing a bit. You might as well say that I see what I eat is the same thing as I eat what I see.
You might as well say that I breathe when I sleep is the same thing as I sleep when I breathe.
What day of the month is it? My watch is 2 days wrong.
The 4th.
I told you butter wouldn't suit the works.
It was the best butter.
Have you guessed the riddle yet?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Nor I.
I think you might do something better with the time than waste it in asking riddles that have no answers.
Chapter 5. The Queen's Justice. A grand procession approached. First came the soldiers, then the courtiers, and finally the King and Queen of Hearts.
Who is this?
My dear, I think she is a child.
What is your name, child?
My name is Alice, so please, Your Majesty.
And who are these 3 gardeners painting the roses red?
How should I know? It's no business of mine.
Off with her head, off.
Nonsense.
Consider, my dear, she's only a child.
Can you play croquet?
Yes.
Come on then, get your flamingo.
The game was the most confusing thing Alice had ever seen. The balls were live hedgehogs that kept unrolling and crawling away.
And the flamingo keeps twisting its neck to look at me. It's impossible.
How are you getting on?
I don't think they play at all fairly, and they all quarrel so dreadfully.
Who are you talking to? Off with his head.
I don't like the look of it. However, it may kiss my hand if it likes.
I'd rather not.
Alice arrived at a grand courtroom where the King and Queen of Hearts presided over the trial of the Knave of Hearts.
Silence in the court!
Herald, read the accusation.
The Queen of Hearts. She made some tarts, all on a summer day. The Knave of Hearts, he stole those tarts and took them quite away.
Call the first witness.
The Mad Hatter! I beg pardon, Your Majesty, for bringing these in, but I hadn't quite finished my tea when I was sent for.
Give your evidence and don't be nervous, or I'll have you executed on the spot.
Alice noticed she was beginning to grow again.
I wish you wouldn't squeeze so. I can hardly breathe.
I can't help it. I'm growing.
Alice is called as a witness.
Here.
What do you know about this business?
Nothing whatever.
That's very important. Rule 42. All persons more than a mile high to leave the court.
I'm not a mile high, and that's not a regular rule. You invented it just now.
Off with her head.
Who cares for you? You're nothing but a pack of cards.
At this, the whole pack rose up into the air and came flying down upon her. She gave a little scream and tried to beat them off. Alice woke up on the bank with her head in her sister's lap, brushing away some dead leaves that had fluttered down.
Wake up, Alice. Oh, I've had such a curious dream.
She told her sister as well as she could remember them, all her strange adventures, and her sister kissed her.
It was a curious dream, dear, certainly, but now run into your tea. It's getting late.
The end.